2 weeks ago, you at Unchained raised $60 million in a Series B, which is pretty large given the broader context of the raises happening in the so-called crypto winter right now. How is it that you were able to secure funding with that backdrop?
I'd say Unchained has really differentiated itself among a field of kind of crypto lenders, crypto lending companies over the last several years. While we started really around the same time offering our Bitcoin-backed loans as BlockFi was getting started and some others in the space, we took really a different road, a much more conservative road, a road that was much more connected with what we saw as how Bitcoin's philosophical underpinnings, just the way you'd want to design financial services using Bitcoin. And that, so it kind of felt often like this sort of tortoise versus hare type of dynamic between us and other players. And I'd say that, we had the fortune of just making the right relationships over the last few years that led us to being able to raise a Series B in this kind of market. And we just kind of stood out as a firm that was actually seeing great growth and more clients and more assets coming to Unchained in Q4 of last year. And that was a market contrast to the demise of other firms.
Right, and I know you've done the fundraising pitches many times, but what's the elevator pitch for what it is that Unchained actually does? What are the types of products you guys offer?
Sure, I like to say our guiding star has always been the long-term Bitcoin holder. We've always known who our clients are from the very beginning. We're purpose-built to serve that audience market with products that are most relevant and valuable to them. And at the root of that is keeping people's Bitcoin safe. Ensuring that when they're just on their own and securing their wealth and income in Bitcoin and looking to never lose that, looking to find to have that asset find its way to inheritors and other parts of their estate, that they have means to do that, and Unchained can help. But likewise, if they tend to use the Bitcoin in the context of a financial product, maybe it's an IRA account in which they'd like to custody it for the tax advantage status, or the context of a loan, Bitcoin secured loan, really just kind of ensuring that those are products that they can get from a place like Unchained safely in a way that they're not putting their Bitcoin at undue risk. So it's always been there for us, and the range of products are always kind of built on what's meant to be a secure foundation of Bitcoin custody.
Right. It seems like you're trying to bridge what is a meaningful gap between the Bitcoin native world and the fiat native world. So with the funding, your branding has been freshened up. It kind of looks a little bit like a Pepsi logo without the red. But what's next for Unchained? What are you bringing on new products, new people? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is putting more gunpowder, more firepower behind what has already been working, and trying to see that message, those core suite of products, can be taken to more people. Because as a case, a lot of the folks that FTX and these others that have gone under, they made a lot of noise for themselves, and they made a lot of inroads into kind of more mainstream mindsets and ideas around crypto and what does it mean to have a crypto company, or whether it's interesting or not, that place offers yield. So we really look forward to using the added capital and resources to take our narrative and take the message further of what, as you say, like kind of the Bitcoin native financial services means, what are good and honest products around the space that people should know about, and be that kind of household name of a Bitcoin financial services firm that people trust and like and are comfortable referring friends and family to. So certainly just the marketing and outreach angle and that's very perfect for a Series B company, trying to achieve more growth and scale. Beyond that, though, we are also onto looking at other products. There are a lot of ways that, our clients have assets in dollars and in the traditional financial system that we're looking at as to ways we can kind of better integrate into their relationship and experience with Unchained. So if it's traditional stocks and bonds, if it's even for us, it really starts more simply around dollars and checking accounts and those kinds of features and functionality. Those are part of having a nice trading experience, but also maybe a way in which if you're an American in general, you're into Bitcoin, you're always straddling both systems. And so how can Unchained kind of better cross those for you?
Right. You invoked FTX, so I have to bring it up. Your flagship product is the collaborative multi-sig for your Bitcoin. Yep. Are you able to share at a high level how much your onboarding has ticked up? Could you give a number, a percentage, or just is that something that is not something you're sharing?
Sure, I can give kind of some rates. Yeah, like we Going into Q4, had a pretty steady state that had been in place since about the summer of kind of monthly onboardings. In November, that rate doubled. So whatever the per client month amount was, like that went up over 2x in November. It stayed pretty high. And then the other fun correlative factor was kind of in February and March. There's another near doubling of client inbound. And we really attribute that to the SVB collapse, all the kind of banking system challenges and issues. Unchained really sits at this nice position when there's that kind of chaos and uncertainty in the traditional financial system. The pitch and the people that are out there willing to hear about the value proposition of Bitcoin, and then the kind of Bitcoin aligned financial services that Unchained offers, that audience only is really great in those moments. It's been nice to have the real world builders case studies that I think really entrench the value proposition for Bitcoin, and a service that helps you custody your Bitcoin in a way that's not intermediated by another firm or party.
Yeah, Joe, real quick, last question for you. Are you guys seeing any pressure to add other types of cryptocurrencies, say ETH, which one of your competitors, Casa, has included in their product offering?
No, I mean, certainly, from investors and some stakeholders, the question is brought up. We feel very principled in our choice to remain Bitcoin only. That's for both business reasons, I think also technological reasons, safety reasons, and just alignment reasons with our clients and the firm and who we're made up of. So there's no. That's part of why we also really like our strategy and getting more rich and robust around dollars, is because it's just practical and it doesn't involve getting out in anything that's like still feels more technologically risky or carries other kinds of challenges with it. So we're pretty happy with our focus.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Joe, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the raise, and good luck.
Thanks, George. See ya.
That was Joe Kelly of Unchained.